Today we're going to be tackling this lesson about dividing polynomials and remainder theorem. So objective: to enable students to divide polynomials using long division and synthetic division, and to apply the remainder theorem to verify the results and evaluate polynomial expressions. Vocabulary in basic division: dividend, a number to be divided by another number. Divisor, a number by which another number is to be divided. Quotient, a result obtained by dividing one quantity by another. So here's an example. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. So in this equation, 12 is the dividend, 3 is the divisor, and 4 is the quotient. Some more keywords: polynomial, factoring, long division, synthetic division, remainder theorem, root or zero of polynomial, and substitution. So recall a little bit of past studies. So the degrees are the exponents, and coefficients are A, B, C, D. And then the leading term is the term with the highest exponent, highest degree, and then the constant is E. So example 1 on long division of polynomials. So here we have an x minus 2 divisor, and then the dividend is 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x plus 4. So in this, we're trying to find the quotient. So let's start. The first step is to divide x to the first term of the dividend. So it's going to be 2x squared. The next step is to multiply 2x squared to the divisor. So the answer is going to be 2x cubed minus 4x squared. 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. 2x squared times negative 2 is negative 4x squared. So the next step is to subtract. So when you get a 2x3 minus positive 2x cubed, so when you subtract, you have to change the second sign and change the equation to addition, and then you're gonna get 0. So if your answer is gonna be 0, you're on the right track. The other side, it's positive 3x squared minus 4x squared. Then you get same, change the sides and change the equation. So it's gonna be addition, and then this is a positive sign. So that's why it's 7x squared. So we're gonna bring down negative 5x and repeat the steps all over again. So it's going to be 7x squared divided by x. So it's 7x, and then 7x multiplied to x is 7x squared, and 7x multiplied to negative 2 is negative 14x. So same, 7x squared plus negative 7x squared is 0. And then negative 5x plus positive 14x is going to be 9x. So we're going to bring down the positive 4. Then we're going to do it all over again for the last time. So 9x divided by x is equal to 9. And then multiply it back. 9 multiplied to x is 9x, and the other one is 9 multiplied to negative 2 is equal to negative 18. So we can't bring anything down anymore because that's the last term. So our remainder is going to be 22. So this one is not the final answer. You have to put 22 over the divisor. So 22 over x minus 2. And this is the final answer. 2x squared plus 7x plus 9 plus the remainder over the divisor. So our next lesson is going to be synthetic division. Synthetic division can be defined as a simplified way of dividing a polynomial with another polynomial equation of degree 1 and is generally used to find the zeros of polynomials. So basically, we do synthetic division because this step is more simpler and more easy, and you can only do this with degree 1 polynomial equations. So for example, the dividend is x cubed minus 6x squared plus 11x minus x divided to the divisor x minus 3. So the step 1 is, it looks like an inverted division, and the divisor, you're going to change the sign to 3, x minus 3. X minus 3 equals 0, so x equals 3, positive 3. And then you're just going to get the constants of the dividend. So x is 1, negative 6 is 6, positive 11 is 11, negative 6 is negative 6. So the next step is to bring down the 1. And then after that, your next step is going to be to multiply 1 to 3. Then after that, you put it below the negative 6. So the next step is to do the equation. So negative 6 plus positive 3 is negative 3. And then we're going to do it all over again. Negative 3 multiplied to positive 3 is equal to negative 9. So positive 11 added to negative 9 is going to be 2 because it's different signs, so you have to subtract. Then do it all over again. 2 multiplied to 3 is equal to 6. And then the remainder term is 0. So the final answer, you have to put it like this. X cubed minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6 divided by x by 3. X minus 3. The first term, 1, is always going to be a square, and then the second one is going to have an x, and then the last one is just a number. So the final answer is x squared minus 3x plus 2. So another lesson is the remainder theorem. The remainder theorem states that when a polynomial is divided by a linear polynomial, x minus 1, then the remainder is equal to p to a. This theorem enables us to calculate the remainder without actually carrying out the step of long division. If remainder is 0, then the polynomial x minus a is a factor of p. If remainder exists, the degree is always 1 less than the degree of the divisor. So here we have an example. To find the remainder of 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x plus 4 divided to the divisor x minus 2. Using the remainder theorem, remainder equals p parentheses 2 close parentheses. So we're just going to input the 2 to the x's. So it's going to be 2 multiplied to 2 to the power of 3 plus 3, and then change the x to 2, 2 to the power of 2 minus 5, and then change the other x to 2 plus 4. So the remainder is going to be 22. Recall from example 1. So we already did this earlier, and we had the same answers. So technically, the remainder theorem is easier than the long division one. So another example, x cubed minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6 divided to the divisor x minus 3. So same one, we input positive 3 to the x's. So this one is, the x minus 3 is going to be positive because x minus 3 has to equal 0. So the easier way to do that is just to change the sign, and then it's going to be 3. So instead of x3 minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6, we're going to get 3 cubed minus 6 multiplied to 3 squared plus 11 multiplied to 3 minus 6. And the remainder is 0. This is the recall from the example 2 when we did synthetic division. Since the remainder is 0, then the divisor x minus 3 is a factor of the dividend. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you learned something today.